Alright, I'm going to try something a little different this video. This is going to be kind of just like a rant, or not a rant, a ramble on guns and stuff, and kind of the stuff I've acquired here recently, and what I like and don't like about it. I've been saying I'm going to talk about my dagger for a while, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I love this gun a lot. It's super fun to shoot. Damn, is it on the... I must have switched it to the circle reticle by accident. Usually I just keep it on the dot. But no, I love this gun a lot. It's shot really well for me. I've had zero malfunctions in about 1,000 rounds. Yeah, I love it. I got the Glock 19X mags for it. So I didn't even mess with the P mags. I've just heard so many things about them. A lot of, failures to feed and stuff like that. So when I got this gun, I actually bought the slide and the grip separate. And I just went ahead and bought the Glock mags when I bought actually before I got the gun, in preparation of the gun, because since I didn't buy it as a whole gun, it didn't come with any mags. But I couldn't be happier. Like I said, zero malfunctions, got a 17 round, got a 19 round, and just recently here I actually picked up, and I'll go ahead and show you, this is clear, all these guns are clear. I went ahead and, if I can remember how to do this, not only Glock style takedown, went ahead and bought a compact grip as well. So the first one I got was a full size, that's the FDE one, and I don't know if I'm the only one that's got issues with getting all this shit lined up, and maybe I'm just don't know how to do it right, because I don't own many Glock style guns. This is actually my first. But and I love this grip as well in that gray colorway, and it also looks really cool with this TLR from Streamlight on it as well, in this burnt bronze kind of color. But man, that's a good looking pistol right there. The silver barrel, it just kind of does it for me. I'm probably never going to suppress this gun, just because I've seen a lot of people kind of try it, and it's not the best suppressor host. I'm sure you could get it to work, with the right configuration of parts, but it's just kind of aesthetics for me. I mean, you can argue it makes the gun a little more accurate, but that's not why I did it. But yeah, I think this thing looks sweet, especially with that gray. I really have never liked compact grips. If I'm gonna get a compact something, I'd rather just go ahead and go like all out, like on my P365 here. I got the Wilson Combat grip, so I mean, you can't even say that because I've already made the grip bigger on this gun. So but yeah, no, this dagger's the shit. I love it. Everything's worked really well on it for me. I'm still kind of getting used to a red dot on a pistol. This is my first red dot on a pistol that I've had. So but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have a dagger? Do you like them? This one has kind of got that sticky mag issue. You can actually tell it's the magazine release spring. Let's see if I can kind of show you. So as the holster goes in, no resistance, and then right here starts resistance, and yeah, so it's and then when you go to release it, you have to push really hard, and you can see right there where it's been rubbing that magazine release. So that's your issue there. I posted it up on Reddit and trying to find out if anybody's had a fix for this issue, because I know it's been a known issue with the dagger since it released, and it seems like what it is that mag release spring is just too firm. You don't want that. That's crazy. And just as a comparison, these look great. And that release on this one is still heavy, but not like it is on the compact frame. So I think that might be an issue that's not exclusive to the compact frame, but maybe more common. Put about 1,000 rounds through it, like I said, zero malfunctions. I've not shot with this frame yet. I've only shot it with the full-size frame, which I'll kind of do a side-by-side here for you as well while I got them sitting right here. It's really not a huge difference. I mean, it's a little taller, but not much. I mean, the full-size frame is essentially the same length as the compact frame with the magazine. If you're, you want to kind of think about it that way. It just gives your pinky, like my hands fit. There you go, there's a decent comparison. So my hands fit, but this pinky is like kind of held on by that little flare there, and on the full size you can see I've got plenty of room for my pinky. I still wouldn't consider it like a full size grip, because if you do compare it to something like the CZ P09, this thing is a behemoth though too. You know, I don't know if it's comparing, you know, apples to oranges at this point, but I mean that's a pretty significant difference if you ask me. But yeah, just to give my final thoughts on the Dagger, I really do like it. I think it's worth every penny if you get one, and I like I have and don't have any issues with it. Even if you do have issues, it seems like their PSA's got pretty good customer service, and the only like really common issue I've seen is the striker breaking, the striker assembly, I guess, and so you can replace that with an OEM Glock and kind of get rid of that issue. I haven't had any issues with that. I think most people, they have their issues starting around the 1,000 round mark. I've seen them go up to like 2,000 rounds before the OEM PSA striker breaks, but I'm at, like I said, over 1,000 rounds with this and zero issues whatsoever. But yeah, so that's the Dagger. I think if you have been looking into getting one, I would get one. It's a great pistol. Like I said, it's treated me very well. These are the three pistols I've actually, my new acquisitions this year. I may have already mentioned that, but this was my first. This was actually, I'm kind of cheating when I say that. I got my P365 in I think December, and that was my first. That was my first striker pistol purchase. That was my first pistol purchase in general. I didn't really do any research. It was kind of an impulse buy. I don't have a magazine in this right now, but you know, I couldn't be happier with this either. I probably don't shoot it as much as I should. I need a better holster for it. This Vetter holster just does not do it for me. That's another thing I kind of want to touch on in this video, and I'll get into later. But no, this thing's sweet. It shoots very well. I love the night sights on it. You know, there can be arguments made that if you have a weapon light, once you turn that on in the middle of the night, your night sights aren't going anywhere. But I think this actually has the fiber optic in the front that sits around the night sight, so should be good to go there. But these are definitely my favorite sights I've had on a pistol as far as irons. I would love to get some suppressor height versions of these for my P09, because I will be sending this off soon to have an optics cut milled into it, and I think I'm going to go RMR, and haven't decided who I'm sending it to yet. Jaegerworks looks pretty good because they can utilize what's already kind of cut out here for this rear sight, put the RMR there, and then they actually cut out for a Glock rear sight behind the RMR, which I really want rear mounted rear sight. The front is alright, whatever, but honestly I just think it looks goofy. And I feel like if I'm going to be using backup irons, I'm going to want to be able to acquire them pretty quick. And I think if the rear irons are in front of the red dot, it'd be harder to pick those up, to acquire those dots. So, you know, I might hold off and, you know, deal with the long lead time on Jaegerworks and just go ahead and have it done the way I want to have it done. I need to do the same with this one though as well. This thing definitely needs an optic. I'd definitely be more inclined to carry it as well as, like I said, mentioned before, if I had a better holster. But and so we'll go ahead and move on from those two, and we'll go to my newest pistol and my favorite pistol and my new addiction, and that's my CZ. The local gun shop had this, a new shop that opened a few weeks ago here in my town that I didn't know about. I went in there to check it out. The people were super awesome, super helpful. I brought them a 1911 to take a look at that I might have had some issues with. It seems like it may be just ammo related, so I need to get that out to the range and kind of shoot it and test it, but I digress. I ended up buying this from them. They gave me a really good deal on it. She gave me a little bit of a discount, and she also, I purchased my secondary, my compact Dagger frame, and had it sent to them, and she gave me another, she gave me some more off on my FFL transfer. So that was really cool. But yeah, no, this thing is sweet. I really love this pistol. It's huge. Man, I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a man carrying this. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I feel really, you know, protected carrying this, and I shoot this way better than I shoot either of these two pistols. I probably shoot this next best. For whatever reason, even with the dot zeroed and everything, you can kind of, let's see if I can line it up. You can't really, you're not going to be able to tell really well with that iron, or maybe you will, but you can see it's pretty dead nuts. I'm not as accurate with this gun. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the grip. I don't know, I don't know if it's the chunkier slide. But man, I'm much better. I'm better with my P365, but I'm much better with this P09. And I mean, I've never shot a pistol as well as I shoot this gun right here. I group much tighter, much tighter. I actually did a side-by-side shoot last time I went to the range, and directly compared the Dagger with the P09, and the difference was pretty outstanding. I posted some pictures on my Reddit. I'll see if I can post some up in the video here. If not, sorry, I got lazy. Usually I like to do these in one take. This is mostly just to talk shit and talk about guns, because I can talk somebody's ear off, and I don't want to put my girlfriend and my friends through that kind of torture. I've got gun buddies, but I don't see them as much as I probably should. So this is what you guys get. You guys get the ramblings from me. But yeah, this thing's awesome, man. I just got this TLR 1 from Academy today. They had it on sale, and since I carry it, and or since I have this tier 1 concealed MSP, I can just go back and forth between, pop my Dagger in there, take that out, pop the P09 in if I want a little more oomph. But yeah, man, this thing shoots incredibly. I'm definitely in the market for another CZ coming up here soon, either an SP01 or a P07. I'm terrible at press checks. I don't know how some of these guys do it, especially like if I was to try it on this striker fire. I mean, I guess I can do it, but man, even with those, I don't know how they just grab it like that, and I mean, yeah, but damn. Oh man, yeah, with the hammer spring, it's fucking impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but oh God, yeah, that's hard. But yeah, can't recommend the tier 1 concealed MSP enough either. I know I've done a video on that, so reference my channel. But anyway, just to go on kind of rambling about stuff. And yeah, speaking of rambling, I wanted to mention this as well. Man, it's kind of a new setup for me. I'm usually in front of the camera and just kind of displaying it in front of me, but I've been watching a lot of Bobby Dynamite videos, if you know him. I love his content, man. He's I don't know, he just seems like a cool dude. He was going over some comments the other day and read one, and it said something like, "Hey man, I just want to be your friend." And he's like, "Hey man, holler at my Instagram. We can be friends, we're cool." And I kind of feel the same way. No, Bobby Dynamite seems like a legit dude. He's got awesome taste in guns. He's got all the cool 9mm, and they're all black, and they all have got Hollisons, and they all got Streamlights. And I mean, obviously you can see, that kind of falls right into the kind of stuff I like. So maybe not the all black pistols as much. These were my first two. I was really excited to have an FDE pistol actually, but the more I look at his collection, the more I want, kind of this kind of thing, man. I can't wait to get a nice red dot up here and even this out. If you know what I mean, you have a flashlight hanging off the bottom, it looks unfinished. If you ask me, it needs that red dot up there. But man, I can't wait to have this thing milled, get a red dot thrown on here. It's gonna be sick. But yeah, so I've kind of taken a couple notes out of Bobby's playbook, and I'm just kind of doing an overview, just kind of a ramble. Like I said, I just want to talk to somebody about some guns. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, I mentioned early in the video holsters. So I do want to touch on this really quick. This was huge for me to kind of realize and experience firsthand, because before I bought any of these pistols, I had no experience with inside the waistband holsters. My dad was a big concealed carry guy, but he was also, kind of the classic shoulder holster or pocket carry, stuff like that. And he never messed with any of the inside the waistband, even the older school. You got the 4 and 3 o'clock carries, and definitely not the appendix carry. That was definitely nothing. He never even considered that. I don't even know if he knew people appendix carried like that. But I've really gotten into it, and this was my first. Well, actually, I'm lying. My first appendix carry inside the waistband holster was one that a buddy of mine made, and it worked great. But I just wanted something with a little more retention, that was a little more refined, a little more trigger guard coverage. Don't get me wrong, his had trigger guard coverage, but since it was actually for my SIG, since it needed room for this light, he needed to leave enough room there for that light to fit through, just like any light bearing holster. So I mean, you can see there's probably a little bit more of a than desirable hole there where the trigger guard is. I don't think you're gonna have any issues as long as you're safe reholstering your weapon and practicing proper gun safety like you should be, leaning back, looking at your holster when you reholster. You shouldn't have an issue. But this was my first one I bought from a legitimate company, and as you can see, I've got the wedge on there as well, and I made this I guess pad. So this is pretty obvious what this does, and that's just kind of protect my gut from the stippling and the beaver tails on pistols, because they can get pretty annoying. For the first couple weeks there I had bruises on the lower part of my belly because I was bending over and having stuff jab me. And this holster pad has worked so well. It's incredibly comfortable, and I mean, I don't know if you can tell on video, but it is firm. It's nothing's going to get caught in the trigger guard. I mean, it flops around, and it's pliable and malleable, but just enough. And this is slick, and it rubs against your skin very well, and it smells nice. It smells like a worn leather wallet or something like that. And if you are a fan of leather and leather products, you know exactly what I mean. It smells great. And this costs maybe $20 of material from Hobby Lobby. It's 2 layers of tooled steel glued together, some holes drilled in it, and some I don't even know what you would call these, maybe like button nuts or something. Got those at Hobby Lobby as well. And as far as anti-corrosion, I mean, you can see the stock hardware from Tier 1, I've had to adjust this maybe one time, is already rusting in there, and this has maybe got a little rust there. So as far as the coatings and anti-rust, it's about the same as the hardware that's already going to come on your holster anyway. So, but man, this holster is the best. I really can't recommend this enough, and just the compatibility with so many other things. And you can slap on an extra mag holder here if you want, tourniquet holder, whatever. It's got that shock cord attachment here, and I think that really kind of helps with retention as well. You can kind of adjust there. Mostly you want to adjust over here, but you can kind of adjust tension there as well, retention there as well. But like I said, best holster for sure. And just to give you an idea of how much I actually love this holster and how much I actually hate this holster, I carry this 100% of the time. I've carried this combination right here, but with the smaller magazine, so something more like this. I think I've carried this pistol since I've got this holster once. It's just so uncomfortable, and maybe it's because I'm used to that leather pad, and maybe I actually did make one for this at one point. These were not ideal locations for those screw holes though. I'm thinking I'm gonna eventually make another one and put an attachment point here and here, because I don't have suppressor height sights on this yet, so it shouldn't get in the way. And then I'll have more of a similar setup to this, where it's mounted and just in 2 spots at the bottom. It's mounted up there, but I could do here, and I don't think I'd have to worry about a mount up there. Maybe that would help. Man, I'll tell you what, I think the thing that bothers me the most is the pocket clip. The placement of this pocket clip is horrible. And you'd think, yeah, the slide and all of that is the majority of the weight, but you get a fully loaded magazine, and that adds so much weight to your carry handle, or to your handle and your grip, and your concealment claws down here, and it's sunk down. It doesn't do much. I mean, this is sitting in your pants. I mean, you have to imagine your waistline's here. It's gonna sink in like that. And sure, you can, push and tilt this so it sits like that but then when you go to grip, you have to torque your hand all the way over that way to get a good grip on it, or come in like this and pull it up and kind of like shimmy it in. No way. And those may be things that look like they would be really obvious or common sense to some people. But you know, when I buy a holster from a company, I have to imagine whoever designed it had put some thought into this, and you know, that's why I bought the Tier 1 concealed first, because I thought, you know, I feel like, knowing myself, I'm gonna want 2 pocket clips, and I'm gonna want as much stability as I can get, even though with this big package. Pause. I'm gonna want as much stability as I can get, and these 2 clips provide exactly that. And you know, you're able to tuck a shirt in behind them, everything like that. And actually, you can wear it directly in the middle if you're like me and you like to wear your appendix carry directly in the middle of your kind of pelvis waist area. A belt buckle will fit and nuzzle right nicely in between these, and these kind of disappear and kind of just look like part of the belt buckle. And this is obviously, you cannot do that. You can go left or right of the belt buckle, and if you're going you know, left or right, it's not gonna work well. I've seen, I think Filster has a holster that's similar to this, that moves this clip all the way over to here and puts your concealment claw a little bit further out this way. I think that's a great idea, and I may look into getting one of those. But man, I've had just so much luck with this 2-clip system. I think I'm gonna go with, and I might go back with better. Their Light Tuck or whatever has a wider 2-clip, and I maybe should have gone with that, and maybe I'll go back to that. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and bite the bullet and get another Tier 1, even though they're very expensive. If it's something I'm going to be carrying every day, obviously I want it to be comfortable. I want it to fit me. I want it to be stable. I don't want it to go anywhere. So, yeah, there's my rant about that. So I guess there is a little bit of ranting in this video as well as rambling. But yeah, so man, if you're going to buy a holster and you never bought an inside the waistband holster, it's really hard. You're never going to be able to go test all these out in one location. So many of these are online retailers only, and you know, maybe if you do find them in a store, like you can find, I know Bass Pro Shops has crossbreed holsters for Glocks and 1911s, but you know, unless you have one of those pistols, and it's not like something you can really take out of the box and shove in your pants and test. So you know, put a lot of thought into what you're going to get. Go ahead and bite the bullet, spend the extra money. I really wish I hadn't bought this better, because I essentially wasted $60 on it. You know, I may find somebody that I can sell it to, but likely I'll just keep this as a backup or something. But I don't think I'll ever end up really using this very much at all, unless I lose a little more weight and it gets more comfortable. I don't see myself using this at all. So like I said, buy once, cry once. I fucking hate that saying, because I mean, it's real. That's true. It's true. Buy once, cry once. But not everything expensive is going to last you a lifetime or be better than something that's maybe less expensive. So do with that information what you will. You know, put some more thought into your holster considerations, and make a good purchase. And I can't recommend 2 belt clips more, because I literally carry this every day instead of this because of the holster configuration. So like I said, do with that information what you will. That's my rant. I'm done with that now. So but yeah, so I guess I'll just move on to talking about this CZ a little more. You know, I really can't wait to get a sight put on this. I'm thinking about another CZ. I want a P07 or an SP01 or a P01, one of those. I'm really leaning towards a metal frame pistol, because this may sound weird, but I kind of want an heirloom piece. My dad passed down in 1911 to me a Springfield Armory, and he gave me, I have a GP100 from him. He was a real big fan of bigger metal full-size pistols. He only had one striker fire that I know of. I think he might have owned a Glock at some point, but he definitely didn't own one when he passed. But he did have a Keltec PF9, and I carried that for a little bit and ended up selling it just because it was kind of a throwaway gun that he bought. It didn't carry much sentimental value for me. I sold it to a buddy of mine, and I've never had an issue with that gun. He hasn't had any issues since I've sold it to him. But so this is kind of my entry into the striker fire polymer frame pistol world. And like I said, but mentioning an heirloom, I think a P01, P01, SP01 metal frame CZ75, it's very reminiscent of a 45 to me, as far as, you know, just styling. Like everyone says, it's the European or Czech 1911, and man, I really just think they're beautiful guns, especially the P01 and SP01 variants of the C75. CZ75. For whatever reason on the original where it almost kind of like necks down right here and goes smaller, I hate the way that looks. The full rail looks so much better to me. The full dust cover with the 1913 rail looks so much better to me. But I think that would work better as an heirloom piece for me. I don't plan on selling any of my guns. I really don't. I've toyed with the idea of selling this to fund an SP01, P01, another CZ, because I do love them so much. But, you know, the more I think about it, I tell my buddies about this pistol. I'm like, hey, man, I'll sell it to you. I'll give you a good deal on it. I'll say with the optic, with the light. You know, I'll give you a good deal. I just really want to get this other pistol. And I start telling them about the pistol, and I start telling them everything I've bought for it, everything I've done to it, the amount of rounds I've shot through it. And, man, I just, like, kind of fall back in love with it and then don't want to sell it. So I don't think I'm going to. I kind of do regret selling that Kel-Tec, even though it's kind of a throwaway gun, but so I think I'm just gonna stop there. I'm gonna keep all these, and you know, if they don't get shot, they don't get shot. You know, I'd rather at that point I'd rather gift them to somebody than sell them. You know, later on down the road, I have a lot of new family members being born over the past couple of years, a lot of nephews, some cousins, you know, and eventually they're going to be old enough. They're going to want hopefully they're going to want to shoot and get into the Second Amendment and right to defend themselves, and maybe this can be a great starter pistol for them. So yeah, but if you've made it this far into the video, damn, you're a fucking G, because like I said, this is just going to be me ranting videos kind of like this with this kind of setup, just kind of an overview of everything. And just a way for me to talk about this new stuff I'm getting and these new toys, and as Bobby Dynamite would put it, some new clothes that I'm getting. So I got some new clothes for this today. I'll say that I got this TLR1 HL. I know I've already mentioned that, but I'm excited. It's all black, you know, got the Bobby Dynamite style going on. I really am excited to put a big black red dot on this, man. It's gonna be sick. You can kind of get a view for it there. Damn, that's gonna look so fucking good, dude. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get this thing milled for an optic. And here I'll do another kind of Bobby Dynamite thing that he likes to do. A negligent light discharge there, sick. Get myself killed. He always takes thumbnails like this, like my favorite 9mm, my most accurate 9mm, and I'm like, dude, this guy's flexing on us. I mean, he's not. He seems like a really humble dude, and like I said, I really enjoy his content. But man, I really love his aesthetic and the way he records stuff, and his, you know, zero fucks given attitude. He tells you how it is. He tells you what he thinks, and you know, he can appreciate a good aesthetic as well. So Bobby Dynamite, if you see this, love you, bro. Love your pistols, love your collection. If you ever want to sell a gun, holler at me. I'd probably buy it, because you got great taste, man, and you do really cool mods and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. This is almost a half-hour long video. I don't know how many people are gonna watch this. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this. Probably just like bullshit Friday. I get Fridays and Saturdays off on my day job. Usually I'm picking up shifts on some other stuff, and I have a business that I run doing outdoor lighting, but I do try to give myself a few days off, you know, a month to you know, kind of recover and relax and play with these, go to the range, do whatever, you know, it is that I got to do to reset. But thank you guys for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.